Blessings and love, family. Jesse Tree here. What's up? Hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. Yes, here on my wonderful farm here, the Zia Permaculture, Zia Energetics Permaculture Playground, ZiaPermaculture.com. If you're interested in our works, passive solar house, got shade, got cob buildings, having fun out here in the desert, learning how to live and thrive naturally. I want to bring to you today a meditation on water. I've been exploring through alchemy, herbalism, the astrology, permaculture, and various other disciplines. A system of understanding nature and ourselves, our bodies, plants, how to bring a sight into its greatest fecundity and thriving and life cultivation through these techniques. And it starts with the architecture of earth, wind, fire, and water. These are the alchemical elements that created everything in the universe. And we have that representation here on our site. Here we have, earth, we have water. That's windy, you can probably hear with your camera. You can see with the trees there. There's the air element and fire. The sun. So on every site, those are active elements that you're going to be attentive to. And as I was alluding to today, I'd like to do a water meditation. I'm always looking for the ways in which water shows up in our lives. Bless the waters, bless all the elements. That's why I like the word Jah. Jehovah means earth, wind, fire, and water. And I resonate with the alchemical understanding of things through Ayurveda. That tradition from Egypt, as well as alchemy, as well as Native American traditions, and so forth. They all acknowledge this. So our water element is one of them, primordial. It's likened to space, the womb of creation, the first element. It's also likened to the ocean. Of course, it is the ocean, water. The world is roughly 70% water. We are also 70% water. Also, the amount of hydrogen in space is roughly 70%. So, as far as we can tell, so this is like a resonant frequency throughout creation, looking for that as above, so below aspect to all things. So your bones are fluted by water in the way they're shaped and curved, and we need hydration more than we need anything else. You can go a long time without food, less time without water, even less time without air. But these are things that we can cultivate as energies to heal our bodies and, to heal land as well. So I'm here at my, this is my first infiltration pond on my property. We also have rainwater harvesting earthworks over there, swales there that take the rainwater. We have rainwater tanks on the other side. We gather rainwater from the road. We are mulching, that improves the earth element as well as retaining water. So that's an small example of, and this water goes into the soil. That's what infiltration means. And it works downhill for all these other trees and things in my garden. Forgot I started this video this way. Sorry about that. Anyways, you can see there's another one over here. And this is going to help the trees and such at a root level, because the water travels through the system, through the soil, through capillary action. So I'm improving filling the aquifer I'm filling the soil up slowly so that it's like a good battery. And we have here designed hugelkultur swales on contours, so this is rainwater harvesting that you know, can let this water soak in slowly. Here's another infiltration pond, and this water element shows up, you know, for us through this acequia system that is part of the ancient ditch system from here in the northern New Mexico deserts. It was transported by the Spanish. The word acequia is actually Arabic, and so there's this ancient system of ditches, and a lot of people will just do typical, you know, rows going, usually even downhill, and they plant their annual crops there, and that's kind of how they do things. I'm making a food forest, so you can see there's curvilinear shape here that infiltrates deeply. That also creates greater linear feet of cultivable space, and it slows down the water, and I call it like a little, you know, water serpent or water labyrinth. And we wander through here, so we have sea buckthorn and currants, peach, almond, apple. As we're talking about it, the cloud is coming, so the rain element, the water element, is with us right now, and this deep soaking in will help all these plants. We have our corn just started coming up. I'm pretty excited about. Here's the little baby corn. But let's take a look in the garden for a signature of maybe, if we can find one, of water and the plants. Can show you a plant that I can feel to be, or consider to be, a water element plant. Let's see. So I've got earth meditation going all the time because I'm barefoot as much of the time as possible. Here it is. This is a malva family plant. So this plant is called alagrita, or globe mallow. I forget malva. I forget the species. So it has a little red flower. It looks like a little miniature hollyhock or hibiscus flower, because those are the same family. And that family, mallow, has this aspect of being mucilaginous and cooling and soothing to the digestive tract and to tissue. You can use it on your hair. You can make, locals would make out of yucca, and this little yerba alagrita, a shampoo that would, you know, make it silky and clean, because the yucca had the saponins that are like soap-like, and the malva was like, you know, kind of moisturizing. So this is a plant that grows here in the desert in hot conditions, all over the place, and we have 2 or 3 of them here in New Mexico. They're edible, super nutritious, good for digestion, as I said, and though they grow in this hot place, they bring this water element. So there's these 2. I just did a post about watermelon, and how watermelon has these little Fibonacci series, like spirals that look almost like a mushroom, that are very signature of water element. And when you're hot in the desert from a hot day, and you working out in the garden, and you have a little watermelon, it's called watermelon, has this little Von Karman series, which is, let's see if we can find a Von Karman series. It's a form in the water, and that shows up in watermelon, and that's on a hot day. Cooling watermelon is gonna cool your body off through antipathies, something anti, unlike, the opposite of, essentially. And pathy, I think that's curative, like pathology, So, we have that thing going on with watermelon. That's antipathy. What we have going on with yerba and alagrita, or the malva family, is sympathy. Well, it's kind of not very sympathetic. That's interesting. It's interesting because there's sympathy and antipathy. It's sympathetic in that antipathetic in that it grows in places, but antipathetic, but sympathetic. It's cooling. Yeah, that didn't really work out. But those are two water examples. You can kind of get what I'm getting to here, anyways, is that there are water element signatures in plants, as well as plants that show up in sort of the opposite place where you would think, and in the opposite, and have the opposite effect of what you're going for. So in the case of with the malva, it's very hot, you're very hot, you eat some malva, and it cools your system down. So, that would be an example of sympathy. Eating a hot chili pepper. So if you're hot and you eat a hot chili pepper, it will expel the heat to the ends of and periphery of your system, because it's a circulatory herb, and it will cause you to sweat, and so you will have evaporative cooling through like the wind or just being out in it, as well as this expulsion of heat. So that's a sympathetic use, and those other ones I described were essentially antipathetic uses. So that's how it shows up in herbs. So now we have here, back here around to this infiltration pond, and it's teardrop shaped. So this curvature running through the garden, like water would want to meander and go slowly to sink in deeply, causes more water element here. See, we got through gopher holes now, all kinds of water coming through. Pardon me, it's like through my throat. I have a little too much mucus from smoking too much cannabis, so that's water element, right? In doshic sense, water and earth. Oh yes, we're looking for a Mount Carmen series at the moment. Let's just look at the water. So this kind of represents one here, where the water's falling off and it's eddying and circling. So that shape is like one half of a mushroom, and the other half would be the other side, right? You got your mushroom shape, and that's what we have there. So, just wanted to bring you in on this meditation on water, and to be aware of this element of it in your life, and to meditate on the way this shows up. Here's my water element. I'm a fire. Aries is how it shows up in astrology. She's a Pisces. I'm cardinal fire. She's water. And so, mutable water?
Mutable water is Pisces.
And so she brings that cooling, soft vibes and love into my life. And I help with her passion and motivate her. So we work. I start stuff, she helps me finish. It's this whole beautiful dance of the elements. All of us, in ways, they work together. And in astrology, if you're in balance with your ego, you're an angel. Out of balance, not so much. But thank you for joining me and giving me your time. I know it's precious. Be attentive to the elements. Here comes air. And so we shall go. Blessings Tribe. Check us out, thepermaculture.com. Check out our website for classes on herbalism. And we have life cultivationist with underscores between the life cultivationist on Instagram or on Facebook. This beauty is at Ofumana Feliz on Instagram. Just check out our live. Let us know if we can offer you any of your service. God bless. Be well, people. And health and